way soon.
Can you take us
officers use, well, you can use squad chat to speak to me if you need to, but
if you take us
I'm
to
streaming.
The left, so Black Wolf can come forward.
This is good enough. This is good enough. Fuck it. Let's get rolling.
I'm supposed to be over there.
Don't worry about your positions right now, Simon.
Oh,
We can all hear.
we're just gonna grab you.
It's gonna be recorded, so please don't fuck about too.
Yeah, so thank you for whoever's recording it. We've got several things that we wish to bring up. First off, pretty damn good attendance. We got 35 in-game and just almost 50 in Discord, which is exactly how many people said that they would show up. I think we're 3 shy, right? 49 people are online right now, 52 are supposed to be here, and 2 or 3 people have messaged me, so this is exact count. So first off, thank you for all responding to the announcement. Thank you for keeping your word. Thank you for being here. All right, we have a lot of battalion stuff to go over with you guys. We've got medals, we've got promotions, we've got the competitive team, we've got some general news. So I'm going to try to rapid fire go through as much of this as possible. Officers, as I go over promotions, when I do, can you please update the Discord stuff? Everything should be up to date on the spreadsheet. Let's make sure Discord's taken care of and everything else. I need 1 volunteer to make sure that the spreadsheet is taken care of for leadership promotions. Uncle or Diane, please.
Gotta be you, Diane. I don't have the spreadsheet right now.
Diane, you got it?
Yeah, I'll fix it.
Okay. Sting, you take care of the Discord. Alright, so let's start off with some of the major announcements. First thing here, who knows what's coming out on the 7th? Go on, Powerwolf, what's coming out on the 7th?
The Chinese faction.
Chinese faction, okay? China will be coming to squad. This is the latest faction. Who here remembers the last faction that came to squad?
Me. Wasn't it the Marines?
It was the Marines, okay? Who here, leadership included, knows how many people have joined 1st Reconnaissance Battalion since the Marines came out? Anyone know?
Everyone?
Not everyone.
Not everyone.
The exact number. Does anyone here have the exact number?
It's got to be 100 plus, right?
It's about 350 members total. That is how many people have joined us since July when we first got started. Okay? We've done pretty damn well in that time period. We've got ourselves well established. We've organized ourselves. We've got some, I would say, you know, we've gone through a lot of members, but at the same time, I'm very happy with the members we currently have. Okay? I think our leadership, you know, it's taken a long time for our leadership to evolve, and they're in a pretty damn good state as well. So with China coming out, it's very important because it's a new chapter for our entire battalion. There's going to be a lot of new players. There's going to be a lot of old players coming back. This is a big opportunity for us to hit 1,000. All right, my expectation is we will hit 1,000 people on Discord. Okay, right now we're at 620 or something, and I'm predicting that we're going to get close to 1,000 people in the Discord. We're going to be working harder in game. We're going to be recruiting more. Everything's going up. Additionally, do we have reservists here at the meeting right now? I believe we have a couple.
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. Cuckoo, Hadnix, and I think there might be 1 or 2 others who may be here.
Trombley showed up for a minute. I don't know where he went.
Okay. Well, so right now we have about 80 reservists in the unit. Basically, instead of us going through the low ready situation, I'll get into the reservists later. Alright, reservists are no longer active members. I'm predicting that a fair few reservists may come off the reservists and come back to active duty with a new faction and squad. Hopefully, new maps, new guns, new enemies to fight. It'll be a good opportunity for us to get the numbers back up. Okay? So, for all of you guys who have been in the battalion for a good minute, this isn't just Sharp working on this. This is across the board, all hands on deck. If you have players you've played with in the past, you don't see around as much, give them a shout, let them know. We'll be making sure everyone hears about this update, but, you know, put the word out there yourselves and we'll all see the benefit. Okay? My request is for the 49 of you here to each of you message 1 person outside of this channel and let them know about the Chinese update and see if they're coming back to play with us. Alright, some of you may be new and you don't know other people here yet. That's okay. No worries. I won't give you a hard time. I'm not going to give anyone a hard time. I'm just asking for you guys to reach out. Okay? For every one person you reach out to, I will match it. So if all 49 of you reach out to someone, I will reach out to 49 people myself. Okay, I'm probably going to do more. All right, so it would be very good of you guys. Again, we're not saying, hey, get back on and play with us. We're just going to give them the information and let them decide for themselves. Okay, for the most part, I know with a new update, I always like hitting the game again, putting in some hours. Okay? For the people who attend this meeting and assist with the training afterwards, sorry, not the training, recruitment video, we're going to get some footage at the end of this. Approximately 3 to 5 of you will be selected for whitelist. Okay? So for the people who help out with that afterwards, we're going to try to get 5 of you whitelist spots on the collateral damage server for those who need it. Okay? I think Polo has already reached out begging a couple of times. I'm not sure if he's here.
I'm here.
There you go. So if there's anyone else who wants to beg right now ahead of time and will be here, shoot me a message and I'll make sure your name's on the list. Okay? Whitelist, it's a beautiful thing. Anyway, so that covers the Chinese update. That also pretty much covers the recruitment drive. Again, we're gonna be hitting that across the board. That's mainly leadership who are working on recruitment. However, if you are a Lance Corporal, a PFC, a private, or a recruit, and you are interested, because many of you have reached out saying that you want to assist the battalion and you want to work on things, come talk to me, shoot me a message, contact Sting. Irwin's a good option. I would say some of our best recruiters would be Gorilla, Black Wolf, and Albus. They're probably our 3 most active recruiters right now. Contact any of those individuals and say, hey, I want to help out with recruitment, and I don't mind what your rank is. There's plenty of help. There's plenty of work. We could use the assistance, and it's if you're not kind of like the squad lead focused individual, this is a good way to stand out in the battalion. Okay, and it's also just very beneficial. You'd be helping us out big time because there's a lot of things that we could use help with in that regard. So if you're interested in recruitment, message one of us 4 people. Okay, that is Albus, Black Wolf, Gorilla, or myself. All right, and then sergeants, if you guys get contacted, just make sure it forwards onto me. All right, that covers the recruitment drive. That covers China. New Discord rules. So this is going to be a bit of a shitty situation to talk about. The rules on Discord have been updated here. Okay. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not. There was a real bit of a shitstorm last week, and it was pretty much all of leadership dealing with it. Several people got demoted and several people got kicked from the unit, and several people were banned on Discord. Okay, I'm not going to get into all the details. However, unfortunately, this has to be addressed at the battalion meeting. The reason why it needs to be addressed is because the people who have been banned apparently have been messaging many members throughout the entire battalion. So here, I'll ask you guys, has anyone here received a private message from Johansson, Gunnery Sergeant Johansson, in relation to his leaving the battalion?
You're aware that I did shop, but
I'm
not
aware.
sure if anyone else has.
Sting, Buford, I'm aware of multiple people who have been contacted. I don't know how far it goes. What I know is that he's taken his thoughts into account and put out messages to all of our leadership denouncing everything that was done. So I felt like I would address it. Okay? Address it all for you here. To give you guys context, I'll go into a little bit of detail on this, but I'm not going to spend more than 5 minutes. So if I'm running on a bit, someone remind me and we'll move the fuck on. Gunnery Sergeant Johansson requested to leave the battalion. Additionally, Corporal Thirst requested to leave the battalion. They reached out wishing to leave on the best of terms, and that's what they were given. They were given discharges on the best of terms, and they were wished all the luck. They started up their own Discord. They invited multiple First Recon members onto that Discord, and then they started doing stuff on that Discord that did not reflect well on First Recon, and it really didn't reflect well on myself when they started posting my personal information over there. They did a bit of a doxing attack in a sense. I say they, it was Johansson. And linking my Facebook information and my LinkedIn profile and things like that. Things I would have no problem sharing with anyone, just like I shared my information with Power Wolf earlier today about where I am and whatnot. Things I have no problem sharing my military background with individuals like Polo in this unit. I have absolutely no problem sharing any of my information with any of you. It's just, if I'm sharing that information with you, I'm sharing it with you. I'm not sharing it with an entire squad community. I'm sharing it with people who I trust in the battalion. As in, if you're wearing the first recon tags, you have my trust. You do not then have my trust to leave the battalion and spread that information behind closed doors. Okay? That was my problem. That is the way I saw it. And again, I'd have no problem connecting with any of you guys, giving you character references or anything else I can do to help you guys out. I'm happy to give you pointers on the military or career advice if I can. I'm happy to talk to you guys about university applications or anything else. But, you know, if that turns into a bunch of bullshitting behind my back, that's a different story. All right? The only reason I share my personal details is I genuinely want to help people. I spend a lot of time working with veterans in real life, trying to, you know, assist them, connect with resources and stuff. And we've got over 50 veterans inside this unit who I'm happy to share that information with. Okay? As well as we have at least 3 or 4 members who are currently serving and like joining the military right now, who I think myself and several of the veterans in this community are working our hardest to give them information that may benefit them in their careers. Okay? So again, I'm happy to provide my personal information for these reasons. I do not like it being used for other reasons. Okay? Anyway, he's been going on reaching out, and he got banned on Collateral Damage server. I spoke to the owner of Collateral Damage. I provided all the evidence that we had on our end, and Johansson's been banned for 3 months on Collateral Damage server. Okay? Both him and Thirst have been removed from the First Recon community. There's probably another 30 minutes worth of conversation here, but I'm not going to bore you all to death with it. If you have real big questions on this issue, we can talk at length in a private conversation, and if you're confused, I can show you all the evidence. Okay, I'm happy to share this. Mainly it's kept in command channels with officers. Every single officer here is aware of the entire situation, as well as the majority of the NCOs. Am I missing anything that needs to be mentioned, leadership, on this, or is this pretty much good?
No, but you're reaching that 5-minute mark.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on this issue? Again, my understanding is Johansson's reaching out to members of First Recon and spreading his side of the story, so I figured I'd have it in an open forum and I'd share it all with you guys here. Okay? Again, if any of you wish more information on this, bring it up in private later, and I'm happy to chat about it. Okay?
Alright, thank you.
Moving on. Steam group. Nick is no longer here. Can Ladouche, can you or one of the lads here, Sting, can you share, Roy will talk, can you share the Steam group in the barracks chat for everyone? If you're not inside the Steam group, please join the Steam group. The main reason that we're only going to use the Steam group is for major events, as in a battalion meeting or a Milsim event, or, you know, anything relating to, hey, you may be signed up and passing you on information. Steam groups are pretty ancient. They're not used that much, but we figured we'd give it a go. Alright, so if you guys get an opportunity...
Posted in barracks.
It gets used really maybe once every week or two, and you might get a notification if you're online on Steam. Okay? Join the Steam group if you can. My Steam profile is in there, as well as pretty much most of the leadership, their Steams are in there. Okay, that covers the Steam group. Reserves. Moving on to the reserves. Is anyone here unfamiliar with what the reserves are inside First Recon?
I am.
Okay. So, for a period of time, we didn't really have any expectations from members when they joined. It's how we reached 350 members so quick. There was no requirement to be in the battalion. But then, it was a lot of requirements for leadership to keep track of everyone. And then at a certain period, we went through a phase of, if we didn't see anyone for a 6-week period, we would discharge you. And so now we're not bothering discharging and removing members' permissions. From now on, if we don't see you around, or let's say you could be busy with real life, you might be bored of squad, let's just say you're not jumping on squad chat regularly. You're not showing up for battalion events, you're free in a sense. You haven't left the unit, but you're not really actively part of the unit. You are now a reservist. Reservist means you can come and go whenever you want. You no longer have a rank within the unit, you're just a reservist. It's one step away from being retired. Okay? If a reservist wishes to return at any point, they can usually return to the previous held rank. Okay? So it's a pretty simple situation. It's mainly an administrative position that helps us. It took a lot of work off of Battalion HQ. So at this stage, if we just don't see you for a couple of weeks, if we're not unsure of what's going on and we've tried reaching out and heard nothing, you will get a message saying you're a reservist. And then you can be like, hey, I'm around, you just weren't on when I've been around, and then we'll switch you back. Okay? It's a pretty simple concept. It's very similar to how it's used in real life, except we don't require you to be on for a weekend every month. Okay? Does anyone have any questions on the reservist situation? You also, as a reservist, I don't think you have access to all the channels anymore. It's more, it insulates you from the 20 pings being an active member of the battalion. Alright, if you have any questions on reservists, please mention it, bring it up. Okay? Next, who here is familiar with our MARSOC team?
Obviously,
It's not
those
called
are
Marsop anymore.
Good.
It's called Foresight.
Foreskin.
It's now called Forcon, you pricks. Alright? Our MARSOC is no longer MARSOC, it is now Forcon, as in Force Recon. Okay, as 1st Reconnaissance Battalion, officially, the Special Forces unit attached to that is Force Recon. Okay, I'm not sure if attached is the right word, but the equivalent of Special Forces in Recon is Force Recon. So our competitive team has been rebranded to Force Recon. It's been it just got up and running this week. I think they've held their first 2 trainings. I've seen about 12 to 15 guys at those trainings, I believe. And from the reports I've had, you guys have performed very well. After every training you do, I usually have a 15-minute debrief where I listen to everything you guys are doing. And I'm impressed very much so with everything you're doing. And a lot of the trainings that you guys are running will slowly be filtered out to the rest of the battalion. So many of the trainings these guys are running are to prepare them for competitive matches and to get into competitive mindset. However, they are very much practical for all members here to kind of pick up on and improve your skills. Okay? So I'm going to cut here to Corporal Volts, who's currently the point person running our competitive team. He's currently main guy. So Volts, would you like to speak on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple, guys. We're basically trying to create a group that are on another level than just your basic pub goers. Eventually, we would like to be able to form an entire competitive team. That is obviously very far down the line. We are trying to hold 2 practices a week. There will eventually be more times and practice available. Just as of right now, that is kind of selfishly the best time that is available for me. So again, keep on the lookout, especially in January time for more trainings available. Again, you do not have to have been there day 1 in order to be a part of this. And anyone can come and play with us. It's not like I feel like I need to have 1,000 hours on the game and drop 40 kills every time I hop in a pub. No. Come try it for once.
All of the trainings do help.
Even if you do not intend to join the competitive team, I highly recommend you consider joining the trainings once in a while, because you can definitely pick up a couple of skills. Does anyone have any questions on Force Recon?
Yeah, I have a question. So like to try out for it, you just go to the things on it for Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And y'all just like pick out people.
You're basically contact Corporal Volts is my highest recommendation. You can also, I believe all of you should have access to see the channels for Force Recon at the very bottom of Discord. They're all the way down there at the bottom. Check them out. You'll pick up a couple of skills from them for sure. And if you cannot make the trainings, there may be other potential trainings that you could pick up on. I know they're late, so a lot of the EU guys can't make them. But I believe First Sergeant Sting intends to run some of the trainings at an earlier time when possible, sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Volts, did I miss anything there?
Nope.
All right. Again, I highly recommend you guys check it out. Moving on. That covers 90% of what we have to do in administrative stuff. we're going to go straight to promotions here, right? And we're going to be going fast. Albus, have you messaged me these, or am I checking the channel for them?
You haven't messaged.
1 second here, lads. There's a we have so many promotions. There's a list.
I messaged you everything for medals.
All right, medal is a message. All right, I'll get to the promotions here. Multiple people have been mentioned here. Again, it's a fucking big battalion, so some people may have been missed, in which case I apologize. If you feel like you've been overlooked for promotion, direct message me during or after this, and I will make sure that you're considered and talk about it with leadership. All right. Some of these may not be in order, but I'll try to do them. If I call out your name, stand up, 1 step forward. Okay? If you're an officer, just stand in front of me. Alright? Alright, we're going to start off with recruits. Alright, I'm not sure of how many of you are here. Before I begin, LaDouche and Carnage, if you can, since neither of you are getting promoted, can you update Discord ranks, please, and change names? NCOs, just be ready to react to that fast, because I'm going to be going through a lot of the names here. Recruits, Epsilon, Hefe, Waffle, Dumb, Odyssey, Vega, LD, and Scrambles. I'm seeing one guy. Who's my guy up front there? Who's D9?
Epsilon.
Epsilon, perfect. Alright, well, Epsilon, you're here. Congratulations, you're now a private. I'll get these names to the rest of you, and we'll reach out to those other recruits later on. Congratulations, you're now a private. Moving up to the next group. Logic, Ghost, Sadivus, DK Infantry, Soul Good, and Duran. If you guys are here, step forward. Here's my guy who's getting recognized up front. Ghost, thought you weren't going to be here. Congratulations, you're now a PFC. Good work, buddy. Moving on to Lance Corporals, which was a little bit more tricky to pick out. However, at the same time, you guys, since it's not really a time and rank thing, it's more of a performance-based decision here. Really, congratulations to this group. Gretzky, Zod, Tonkatsu, Gary Fish, and Isaiah. Officers, if you need me to repeat names in case you can't catch them on Discord, you let me know.
Just link them to me after. I'll update it.
They're all listed inside the promotions and recommendations channel.
I am sorting them out now as we're sorting this.
Perfect, perfect. All right, congratulations to the new Lance Corporals. All right. Again, this is the trickier one to pick because for the most part, our PFC group is quite, it's quite large. Some of you were recently just promoted to PFC. We try to pick you guys based on performance and, kind of activity really for this. So definitely hats off to you guys on getting promoted. And for the rest of the PFCs, definitely reach out if you're feeling overlooked. Moving on, I have several selections for Corporal. Who should, I know one of them is here, I'm not sure if the other one's here. Is Foe Observer online? I do not believe so. Alright, well, Foe Observer and Polo I know I've seen. Polo, get your fat ass up front. Congratulations, you are now Corporal. You're now part of leadership. You now get to deal with 50 times more shit than before. Alright? Congratulations, you're going to do a good job with it. Alright, and that's also a message for all of you guys. If you're of the rank of PFC or higher, you can be selected for NCO. You just need leadership recommendations. Alright? People like Polo, when he was recommended, it wasn't me who decided he was going to be an NCO. Multiple people backed that choice. Right? If your NCOs and officers speak up for you, that's the sign that you're ready to be an NCO. Alright? So I believe Polo had been reaching out to Sting and several other people, volunteering his assistance in regards to trainings and such. That got him noticed. That got him recommended. He became useful in a way that made him part of battalion leadership in a sense. He became useful before he was leadership, so therefore he became leadership. Okay? So he's definitely a good example to follow. Good work. That covers pretty much most of the lower end right now. Moving up, I'm just going to make sure I haven't missed anyone here. I think that's everyone on that list. Buford is not here, but he's one of the promotions here. Buford is now no longer Sergeant Major. He is now a warrant officer, so congrats to him. Technically, that's a promotion. Officially, it means he's being a lazy son of a bitch, like all the warrant officers. You know who you are. You've got one more in your club. And then, Uncle, if you can step forward, please. I know I've seen you here somewhere. There you go. Congratulations, Uncle. Mainly due to your fucking exemplary work with events and taking care of business, you've made it very clear that a second lieutenant is not the rank for you. Congratulations, you are now a first lieutenant. Alright, good work. That is the last of the officer promotions. Corporal Volts, congratulations, you are now Sergeant Volts. Albus, congratulations, you are now a Staff Sergeant. Gorilla, congratulations, you are now a Gunnery Sergeant. Alright, I'm not going to get into everything else with you guys, but good work. Sting, whereabouts are you? I know you're flying around here somewhere. There he is. Congratulations, Sting, you are the new Sergeant Major for 1st Recon Battalion. Alright? No offense to everyone of every other rank, but apart from Colonel, I consider Sergeant Major to probably be the most important rank. Okay? There's a lot of officer ranks that are very important for a lot of reasons, but the Sergeant Major is one of those ranks that has to be filled no matter what. Alright, and when it came down to replacing Buford, this was a clear-cut choice. Just excellent work, Sting. Congrats. Moving on, make sure you report to Buford and get up to speed if you haven't already on all the responsibilities. Albus, you and... Actually, it's just you for Staff Sergeant. Make sure you check in with Irwin, okay? And Gorilla, all of you guys check in with Sting. Congrats. That covers, I believe, every single promotion. I don't think I missed a one. Ooh, hold on. Did I miss? No, that's good, that's good, that's good. Polo, you were actually recommended for Lance Corporal before you were bumped up to Corporal. So you got 2 recommendations. Good work. Samson, if you're here, normally I would have promoted you here, but you got promoted last week, thanks to Julia. So yeah, that's our full list of promotions right now. Alright? Excellent work. Very proud of you guys. Now we're going to move on, okay, to the bigger list, which is medal recommendations. This being a battalion meeting, and since so many of you showed up, we really, I think officers have met for over 4 hours at least, as well as all the NCOs, in the past week, going over recommendations for medals, breaking down anything that we could find evidence-wise, videos, screenshots, everything, looking over you guys. Alright, so here is our list of medals, which I believe every one of you has already been awarded these on Discord. At least you should be. Additionally, they should have been announced. Okay, so you should already have them. We're going to start with, I'm going to cut back and forth on the list here. I'm just going to say, God damn it. You made a mistake here, Albus. Your massive list that you've sent me is Navy Marine Corps Combination Medal. I believe that's supposed to be good conduct, correct? Is Albus here?
Yeah, it's supposed to be that.
Okay. I'm gonna go off the sheet that you sent me. Okay. Good conduct medals. I'm gonna go through these names fast. All right. Good conduct medal description here. I will go over very quickly, as there's so many to go through. Exemplary behavior, efficiency, and fidelity in active military service. Basically, in first recon terms, that means you're dependable, we can count on you, you're a solid member, I don't have to watch you twice, I don't have to ever look for you in a fucking ban message. You guys are solid. Right? That isn't to mean if you...
stepping forward?
Considering how many medals I'm going to go, you can just stand up and sit down. How about that? Alright, so here comes this list. Samson, Polo, Tonkatsu, Zod, Bane, Phlox, Quietfall, Bucket, Foe, Observer, Powerwolf, Fives, Gretzky, Dumpster, Isaiah, Frodo, Harris, DK Infantry, Wolf, Soulgood, Logic, Doria, Caldy, Talon, V, Andrew, Frick, Aether, Shortcut, Garyfish, Bubbles, Anvil, Raptor, Viltry, Ghost, Travis, Deadman, Gumps, Shortcut, Sunset, Mystic, Miller, K9, Doc, Murtaugh, Powell, Irwin, Cal, Bobbert. Okay? All of you lads, congratulations. You just all got good conduct medals. Alright? It's quite the long list. Alright? Mainly to get good conducts, most of you should not be privates. Most of you should be PFCs, Lance Corporals, or above. I believe 5 members of leadership got this mainly because they didn't have it before. Several of you guys got selected this medal because you actively squad lead in game with pubs, just doing great work. Most of you got this because you're just squared away in game. You go on, you pick up your kit, you work the objectives, you cap the flags, you make the revives, you hit your shots, you're dependable. Alright? Great work. Alright? There's 53 people currently on Discord. Alright? I don't know how many names I just gave out there, there's quite a few. If I didn't call out your name, that isn't to mean that you don't, some of you probably meet the criteria for this medal. Alright? I went through the list of people who'd signed up for this event, and I went off, generally off the roster, we picked off a couple names. Again, just like the medals, if you feel like you qualify for this medal, if you feel like you're dependable enough to get this medal, send me a message, say, hey Sharp, you missed me on your list. And we will review your name and we will make sure it gets taken care of. Okay? That is the good conducts. Moving up, Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medals. Alright, fucking hell, I'm gonna actually have to do it slightly different. I'm going to have to read out the citations for some of these, so we're going to work fast. Let's start off with Lieutenant Dine, Lieutenant Uncle, and Chungus, Master Gunnery Sergeant Chungus, all 3 of you. Alright, all 3 of you are being awarded the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal. Congratulations. This is for recognition of your service. I think it was about 2 weeks ago or so. This service was you made all 3 events, and you hit every single one in one day. Alright, start to finish, you guys were there, and from my understanding, 2 of those events was shit, and you still showed up on the 3rd. So hats off to all 3 of you guys, great work. The following people, Lieutenant Dine, Sting, and Dev, you guys are all receiving the Marine Corps Drill Instructor Ribbon. This is mainly because all 3 of you have been involved in multiple trainings, you're running trainings across the battalion, great work, keep it up. Chaplain Aiden, also our new chaplain. I'm not sure if all of you guys are familiar with the new position. Aiden here has received this outstanding volunteer ribbon because of his dedication and willingness to take on the role. Basically, he stepped forward and we created this role to work on the battalion. Someone switch Speedy across, please. The role of chaplain is a mental health role in a sense. If any of you guys are feeling, a little bit blue, a little under the weather, feeling like your mind isn't right, if you ever need to talk to someone, like, I wouldn't really call him a counselor, but he is qualified in that regard, right? And I know he's been meeting with several people. It's all confidential. I don't know the names. The only people who know are the people themselves and him. So if you guys ever need someone to talk to about anything, I definitely highly recommend his services. He's happy to help. And in recognition of that, he's getting this award. Additionally, Blonde Palm, Samsonitis, Phlox, Cowboy, Foe Observer, Gary Fish, Albus, and Harris are receiving the same medal, the Outstanding Volunteer Ribbon, for recognition of their work seeding the collateral damage server. Okay? Some of them were spotted several times, some of them just once or twice. If you feel like you've been seeding on the CD server and you're not getting this award, please message me, because I'm not on all the time when you guys are seeding, so I don't see it. I pick names that I saw the days I was on early, and I know I've missed people. So if you feel like you've been seeding and you should be getting this, let us know. We'll make sure you get the decoration. All right. Sergeant Black Wolf, Sergeant Gorilla, Master Gunnery Sergeant Chungus, Sergeant Dev, Albus, and Lieutenant Dine. You guys are all being awarded the Marine Corps Recruiting Ribbon. This is basically for your outstanding work in recruiting. Each one of you has gotten over 10 recruits or close to it since your time in leadership. All right, great work. Captain Ledouche, you are receiving the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal. This is for, basically, if you guys are not familiar, Ledouche here has been putting up some content recently on YouTube. He's coming across my feed almost on a daily basis. He's out there getting shots of him in-game, usually not squad leading, usually running around with a fucking sniper rifle or doing something janky. But he's getting content out there that is attracting attention to First Recon, and we're having several people apply to join the battalion because of this. So if any of you wish to, I highly suggest you subscribe to his account. I also, if you're interested, talk to him and have your own streaming. We're happy to do this. It makes the battalion look good. It's something that I'm very happy for. Keep it up. Good work. Lance Corporal Powerwolf and Private Cowboy. You two, step forward. Come on, I know you're both here, aren't you? Yeah, you are. No, please, into the center of the entire battalion. This is a big one. It's very rare I get to award these. I want all of you guys to recognize Cowboy and Powerwolf here for the exemplary soldiers that they are. They are both being awarded Purple Hearts. And as they both know, they're both being awarded this because they made CD's top 10 deaths.
And top 10 kills.
Hey.
I know, but we're going to focus on the here and now. Now, Powerwolf, in your defense, I do know how many games you attend, so you have a fair more amount of hours, which means fair more deaths, which is why you got on the list. And Cowboy, you earned your way on that list.
He's just blind.
So both of you guys, you know, recognition of this, good work. Back to you. It's very rare I get to give out a fucking Purple Heart. Good work. Well, let's hope you guys aren't getting this award again next month. Moving on. PFC Harris, PFC Caldy, Sergeant Gorilla, Corporal Volts. You're all receiving the Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal. This is for your performance and trainings. Okay, I've been in communication with Sergeant Major Sting now, and he's been giving me the names of the people who really go above and beyond in the trainings and are putting in good work. All right, these are the range trainings. These are the range trainings that he's hosting. Again, just to let you guys know about command, every piece of information gets filtered all the way up. Even if it's that one training or that one squad game, it all gets reviewed. Right, so great work. Moving on to some of the big ones. However, before we continue, I need Antidote. Sergeant Antidote, you here? Where did she leave?
I'm here.
Okay, can you post a message on CD admin chat telling them that Sharp requests bodies for assistance with the recruitment video in 10 minutes?
Alright.
And just tell them to come to this Discord, please. Officers, keep an eye out if they arrive. Moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah, Darman. On the awards. Sergeant Darman is being awarded the Navy Marine Corps Medal. This is based on evidence provided by Powerwolf, which is he had the highest squad score I've ever seen in relation to our lads on a public game, which I believe was just over 38,000. I wasn't in this game, but just based on this alone is why he's getting this medal, because it was one hell of a fucking achievement. I've seen some guys with some record high kills. I've never seen someone with such a high score. However, obviously, as a squad leader, you don't get there by yourself. You also have your squad with you. So additionally to that, Warrant Officer Doc, Sergeant Darman, Private Sadivus, Sergeant Blackwolf, Lance Corporal Frodo, Lance Corporal Gretzky, Private Reaper, Lance Corporal Gretzky, Private Reaper's on there twice, Lance Corporal Powerwolf. You guys are all being awarded the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal, and this is all linked to the pre-mentioned action. Alright? We went over all of your scores and it all got connected together, and you guys all chipped in. So great work. Again, we review everything. Private Soul, yourself, and Sergeant Major Sting are also being awarded the Navy Marine Corps Medal, and this is based on evidence provided in the screenshot channel. The commendations up there, your performance in armor. Great work. Okay? Lieutenant Irwin, Warrant Officer Doc, Warrant Officer Murtaugh, Sergeant Bobbert, Sergeant Powell, and Corporal Cal are receiving the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. These guys were already mentioned earlier on. Sorry, Diane, I just realized you already mentioned it. We've already gone over all the rest of the good conducts. I don't believe we're missing anyone. Just, that concludes all the medals, alright? Great work for all of you guys. Again, if any of you feel like you're missing a medal, I highly advise you guys to review it. And if you meet the criteria, show them. Because if you click on your profile on Discord, you should have your decorations tab as well as all medals listed there. Alright? Which, if you've been in the battalion for 2 weeks, will probably be very empty. But if you've been in, when you get in here for a couple of months, you'll start working up a full jacket. Okay? And when you earned yourself finally that bronze star, which only like 4 or 5 people have earned in the battalion, you'll find that, that, you know, the next time you do something exemplary, they'll bump it up to a silver star because you already have a bronze. One medal I'm realizing has been forgotten here is Powerwolf, I know I mentioned your Purple Heart, but Powerwolf also received the Bronze Star. This was for Operation Hill Highway. I don't think that ever got any formal announcement. So great work, Powerwolf. In that event, which I was not at, I believe the entire squad got taken out, and you can kind of fill me in on some of the details, but my understanding is that after your entire squad was taken out, you continued to kill upward close to 18 enemy soldiers? Something along those lines?
That is an exaggeration. I got 9.
9, sorry. I wasn't sure it was 9 or 18.
Most in the whole event. Yes.
Okay, 9. There you go. So that's for in recognition of that. Alright, so good work. Pretty solid performance there. Alright, officers, do I have anything else to mention on medals? I think we're good there, correct?
Did you see the message in HQ chat reference the new medal you asked me about the other day?
Oh shit. Do I have anyone to award it right now?
No, but do you want to just let them know it exists or is existing?
Would you like to mention it?
Yeah, I can mention it real quick. Okay, so Sharp asked me to come up with a medal that recognises exemplary use of an armoured vehicle, seeing as though we don't have any. But, you know, I did a little bit of research, not being too clued up on Marines myself, but being in an armoured corps unit in the UK, so I came up with something quite fitting. We're going to go for something along the lines of the Guadalcanal Star. It's not finalised yet, but it's for exemplary performance in an armoured vehicle. It's not just plucked out of thin air. It's based on the first tank battalion, which is a Marine battalion, and their first operational their first site of combat in World War II, which was Guadalcanal. So there's the link there with a little bit of history behind it.
Okay, I'll take a look and I'll check this out, and it'll probably be approved in the next day or so. Right, so again, for everyone who earned your medals, great work. Hats off to Buford as well, because I believe it was him, maybe Murtaugh, who got all the icons sorted for the medals. I'm hoping I'm getting that right. So definitely hats off to these guys. In recognition of a couple of people, I might be forgetting someone here, so please let me know. Pal, if I call out your name, please step forward if you're in game. Pal, Antidote, Blunt, Bane, and Aiden, I know you're not in game. If I call out your name, please, and everyone listen very carefully, I'm going to repeat this. Antidote, Powell, Bane, Blunt, Aiden. Am I missing anyone there? Myself?
You're saying Powell.
I'm saying Powell, as in your name.
Okay.
Yep.
Not me, buddy, you.
Okay. Again, I do not think I'm missing anyone here. However, the names I just gave are all well, except for Aiden, we're all Pro-B admins now on CD. Okay? We currently have, I think, 4, maybe 5 currently undergoing admin training for CD, and we'll be more active in the server in regards to being admins. Alright, I think that goes on for about a month before we get full admin status. However, I think most of us have gone through the training and we should have access. Why am I announcing that to you guys? Because if I catch you doing some shit, when I ban you on CD, we're going to come over here and then we're going to deal with some other shit on Bane's private server. Okay? Same thing goes across the board. Now that we've got admins on CD, at least a strong contingent of us, we're obviously going to enforce their rules and everything, and there's going to be a lot of transparency. If you guys are innocent, we'll always try to, advocate for you guys, but favoritism, don't expect it. Okay? Don't expect it, and please, if for any reason you do anything on collateral damage server, I highly advise you to message command first, because if you send out the message first, you're not going to have command come looking for you. Alright, so if you fuck up, you make a mistake, I get it. But if you come to us first and say, hey, I fucked up, that will mean a lot more than Lieutenant Colonel Sharp telling Sergeant so-and-so to go fucking look for you. Okay? Because then no one's going to be happy. Alright? Anyone who gets banned on CD, a conversation will be held. Alright? I highly advise you guys all to be familiar with the rules on the server and whatnot. Someone tell me, why is that important? Why is that important that these rules are followed?
Accountability.
They're a best relationship with their unit wise.
Very important. There's a
They're
big
also
thing
looking
here.
at us harder than everyone else.
We're held to a fairly higher standard. Yep.
Reputation.
Reputation. Someone got it. Reputation. Right. What one person does reflects the entire rest of us. I won't get into it too much, but if one person says the word retard, suddenly we're known as the entire unit that says the word retard. And unfortunately, like fucking 8 of you have said it. Okay? So it that reputation sticks with us and it causes problems. Alright? So let's really, knock it off and try to protect the reputation of the battalion. Alright? We have kicked several members from the unit for tarnishing the reputation of the battalion. Okay? And generally speaking, if you tarnish the reputation of a battalion, you're only going to get kicked if you do not, if you can't figure it out. If you can't figure out, hey, I fucked up, let me go deal with these consequences, and then it's all going to get fucking forgotten about in a week. And we're all going to move on and carry on because we're not going to make a big deal out of it. We're going to give you some shit for a day or so to make sure you remember. And then after that, this never happened. Alright? There have been a fair few members of this battalion who have cocked up, they've fucked up, they've then gone on the training server with officer and NCO, and they've spent some time running around the fucking desert, and then after that, not once do we ever fucking mention it again, and not once do we ever have to consider that person again, because it never happens again. Alright? We never hold it against them after that, nothing. You take your lickings and you move on. Okay? If you guys see anything wrong on CD server, feel free to contact us admins and we'll try to look into it for you. If you see people cheating, hacking, team killing, being racist, let us know and we'll go through the proper channels. Additionally, make sure you report things if you see things that are wrong. Alright, if you see some pubbers fucking up, report them. If you see first recon members fucking up, report them, but I would request that you let us know first. Okay? Got it?
Yes, sir.
That covers CD admins. That covers all of that. Lastly, with the admins and such, and with how things are going right now, we are working towards increasing relations between us and CD. So from now on, it will be most likely on Fridays, starting next Friday, probably, or possibly in 2 weeks. We will have a Recon CD day. In a sense that on specifically those days, how in the past it was we would casually play other games on Fridays, what we're going to do is instead of us all logging on to our Discord for big groups on Fridays, which we have no current events on, we're just going to casually play on the CD Discord with pubbers, with CD members, in squad and in other games. Okay? This is to kind of breach, cover the gap between both units. This is to step in the right direction. This is basically us, solidifying our alliance. Okay? Leadership has approved this, but I want this as an open forum for everyone here if everyone's okay with it. Is everyone cool with that? On Fridays that we play on their Discord. Sure?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Any concerns?
May I make a quick clarification?
Yep.
So, because we are going for these tighter relations with CD, the new rules that were mentioned earlier in the meeting, one of these rules is don't say slurs, and one of those slurs that people in this Discord for some reason love to say is the word retard. It is not welcome here. Do not say it as much as you would not say it on CD. I'm sure you wouldn't, but do not say it here. It's not language that we welcome here. Thank you.
Does everyone understand that? To be clear, if you say it in game, you get a fucking permanent ban. Okay, and it's a big headache for me to get that revoked.
I got a question for you.
That's why we don't like it. Yes.
Okay, so my call sign in the military was short bus. What are the rules on that?
Is that the word retard?
No, but it is certainly
Cowboy.
close.
Alright, here's the situation, right? I'll let you know. A, you can call yourself short bus casually over voice here as much as you like. I got no fucking problem with that. Alright? It makes sense. I get it. Alright? However, if you're in-game, I'd prefer you not to do it. However, you can take a little trip over to Collateral Damage Discord and ask. Say, hey, by the way, I understand this word is not mentionable here. However, what's the story with me calling myself Short Bus? Is that okay? Is it okay? And if you get it from the horse's mouth, there's no confusion. Okay?
Copy.
Clear? Any other questions on this?
I think the easiest way to identify what you can and can't say is imagine that you've gone to work and what's not acceptable in a 2022 workplace, you know, a place of work, which everyone should be familiar with here, considering we're all adults or around about that sort of age. Imagine what's unacceptable to say there and don't say it on the server, because they do follow, it's not them, it's Off-World Industries policy and guidelines that they follow, and CD follow it to a high standard, and therefore are one of the biggest servers on, you know, on squad, and they've got a really healthy relationship with Off-World Industries, quite a close one actually, and that's, use that as a rough guideline and you'll be safe.
I do have something to add to that as well. This is mainly for like any of the new recruiters. Try to like, what's the word? Reiterate not to like say any slurs whilst you're through the process, just in case nobody's read the rules. I've been doing that recently just to make sure that point's clear. That's all I have to say.
I believe saying slurs is a common sense not to.
Yes, but some people, no.
You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. It's a good point. Thank you.
It's the internet. This shit happens. We're just trying to avoid it as much as possible. And I have a guest in this channel today. He's from Bannerlord. He's the leader of a Bannerlord community. I requested him to come attend this, so that way he could get a good look at how my unit is run. Right? Because we've had to ban fucking God knows how many people from his unit in the past couple of months for saying the fucking N-word. And I wanted him to come and witness you guys, and without telling any of you to expect it, so that way he could get a little glimpse into what it's like and to see if it's doable. Okay? And, you know, this is why. And I have to admit, of every single battalion event we've held, of every entire battalion meeting that we've held, this is probably the best performance I've ever seen from you guys without me having to fucking issue a single word. There isn't a single one of you that's caught my eye in any disapproving way today, and that fucking surprises me. Alright? And I'm impressed, so hats off to you guys. This concludes every single thing I have on my list to really go over here. Alright, I don't think I really missed a single topic. The companies have been disbanded, in case you guys weren't aware. They may be brought up again at a later date. The main thing right now is we're one battalion. We have the competitive team for the people who want to try out for it, but really we're just one big battalion right now. We're taking it easy. With Christmas coming up and whatnot, with the new update on squad, I'm sure we're going to see a higher activity. I'm very happy with you guys. For the period of late December to like mid-January, I'm probably going to be gone for several weeks. I'm sure the majors will be taking care of business, if not several of the other NCOs. I will be making a trip down to Florida, and I will be going to all of Switzerland. Actually, I'm going to be sitting in 3 cities in Switzerland. So whilst I'm doing all that traveling, I will put out the information for Florida, because we were talking about doing a Florida trip inside the battalion. If anyone in Florida would like to do a little meetup, I'll be in Florida for about 10 days. There will be a channel dedicated to this for anyone who wants to hang out, meet up, grab a beer. The only requirement is, well, preferably I would say over 18, but you know, 21 if you're grabbing a beer. Any officers, do you have anything to put out?
No.
Carnage? For those of you who don't know, Major Carnage is now back from his leave of absence. He's been very busy with school, and so over the holidays he should be back a lot more. NCOs, do you have anything?
Yes, I do have something. The NA range training that's supposed to be taking place tonight is going to be moved to tomorrow evening at the same time.
Also, leadership, have you updated the tags on Discord that I was going to for promotions, or is that just not done?
I
just finished up the roles, but I changed the nicknames.
Alright, most of you start changing nicknames, because I just had to do Uncle and Sting. NCOs, anyone else need to put anything out? Going once, going twice, okay. enlisted. Lance corporals, PFCs, privates, recruits. Anyone have anything to put out?
I got a question. I know I just joined in late because I just got home. If I could talk to one of the uppers when we get done, just get it down and dirty what happened, and also
This whole thing is being recorded.
Oh, okay, that works too. Is there any way, if y'all could show me or something like that, if I could change my name back to One Bad? Because when we're playing in events, or even even in Publix, when somebody says infantry, when we're seeing tangos and stuff like that,
I completely agree.
I think you're hollering at me, or or I think you're actually hollering at me and you're actually saying there's an enemy. So if we can go back to One Bad or just put it as infidel, then that'll eliminate a lot of confusion.
I'd say let's use
in the server.
What is it?
Are you in the server right now?
It's already changed.
I literally just got home, so I just jumped in the meeting.
Post in general how you want something spelled. I will change it.
Who is this that hollered at me?
Just throw it in general. I'll find it.
Okay. You may tag you in general and just put how I want it.
Type it exactly as you want it.
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions? Concerns?
I got one.
Yeah.
So about the Florida thing, like, can anyone go visit Florida? Like,
I will put out the information, and anyone in the entire battalion, and even people outside the battalion, are going to probably be meeting up. I know of at least 3 or 4 people who are going to probably be meeting up. So we've done it. So 1st Recon Battalion, its roots go back to a previous gaming community of mine, which is the Templar community, which I believe there's a link to it somewhere here on this Discord. And the Templar community was a community based on Life is Feudal. The game Life is Feudal, for those of you familiar. And through that community, we have done, and there's several people in this channel who have been on these trips, at least 4 or 5. And we've met up in England, we've met up in Munich, we've met up in Amsterdam. There's a couple of us who met up in New York one year. There's sometimes, I think we've had like 8 or 10 people meet up, just grabbing a beer, fucking chilling, hanging out, fucking checking out new cities. So I myself do a fair bit of traveling every year. I think I've visited like 10 countries this year. So if I'm going to an area, I always try to put out the information, and if people want to do a meetup, I'm happy to do it. I've never been to Florida myself, so I figured having some locals knowing the area would be very helpful, and it'd be a good time.
Depends on where you're going. I was originally from there.
I'll probably be in like Miami area and Orlando, in those 2 that I know of.
Orlando shopping area, stay out of during the day. You're not going to be able to move through traffic.
Quick question.
Yes.
Real quick. I hold a veteran shoot out in Florida on my farm. We shoot 50 cows, and we bring in tanks from some of the other neighbors to shoot. So,
did you just say a fucking tank?
America!
Yeah, we got M1 tank. We got M1 Sherman.
I have one.
Where are you?
Out in McClinney. I got a 50 caliber machine gun. I got an RPG Gen 2. I got gold AKs, shit like that. We hold a veteran shoot, so if you're a veteran and you're in Florida, when we do it, just hit me up.
The reason I'm going to Florida is the Veteran Convention, NatCon, in Orlando.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
There's gonna be like 5,000 vets there. Cowboy will be in communication, because that would be fucking a blast.
That'd be cool, Cowboy, to see you.
And also for all the guys up in the New England, Massachusetts area, at some stage I'm happy to try to figure out a time we can go catch a Patriots game or something. Happy to do it.
Out in Michigan, there ain't shit out here.
And Minnesota too.
Yeah, I ain't heading out that way anytime soon.
Come on, Turk.
Head out to Oklahoma.
He said massive 2 shits, aka Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah. And Minnesota.
Yeah,
if any of y'all want to come down for Mardi Gras, hit me up.
You're tempting me. Anyway, so I think it's very clear. We had a pretty dark week last weekend with some real bullshit to deal with. But I think we can all recognize fucking pretty good group of guys we got in this unit and gals, and it's pretty squared away. We do good work. I think there's been some concern with how, and this is something that I gotta apologize for. There's been a fair few people here in the unit who do not like how we operate in public matches. As in, certain members of leadership, myself especially, take them very seriously. I can't turn that shit off. Okay, when I'm in, if it doesn't matter if I'm leading the squad, I only know one way to do it. Because if I start playing casually, we'll start losing, and I hate fucking losing. I just can't stand it, and I can't.
Lead sharp?
So I do. Even if I'm not squad leading, I'm squad leading, Frodo.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Backseat gamer.
If I'm sitting there quiet, the only thing I can tell you is you will soon be promoted to leadership, because if I can sit there quietly just doing my thing while you're taking care of business, that's fucking amazing, and you should definitely be a member of leadership here. Alright?
I like squad leading for you because I don't have to do any work. You just can't help it.
No, hey, I apologize for that. I need to give you guys more leash. However, so all that being said, great work in the battalion. I'm very happy with how everyone's going. We're going to get a little picture here, and then Sting is going to have us do a little montage. So for those of you who don't know, we're working on a recruitment video right now, and we've got some scenes that we're trying to get. One of them is a big scene where all the guys are leaving an aircraft carrier. And so what's going to happen is we're going to have helicopters, we're going to have what are LAVs or what the fuck, amphibs, and boats all leaving an aircraft carrier doing a landing, and Sting and LaDouche are going to be getting some footage and recording it in admin mode. Okay? So we're going to take care of that right now. Whilst we have everyone here, we're going to get a little group picture and then go from there.